Most people over 50 are unknowingly turning their daily walk into a slow-motion car crash for their spine. Whether you're already finishing your day with a nagging ache in your lower back, or you feel perfectly fine, the biological reality is the same. 98% of people are making 7 critical mistakes that act like a hidden tax on their future mobility. Today, we're going under the hood of your anatomy to stop this invisible decay. We'll break down these errors so you can stop the self-destruction and reclaim your power. By the end of this video, you'll realize that walking shouldn't feel like driving a car with a broken suspension. It should feel like stepping into a brand new Corvette, smooth, effortless, and powerful. Let's rebuild your walk. Let's start with something you probably did this morning without even realizing it. Mistake number 1, the smartphone slump. Many of us walk while looking down, either at our phones or just at the pavement a few feet ahead. It seems harmless, right? But here's the biological reality. Your head weighs about 10 to 12 pounds, roughly the size of a bowling ball. When your neck is straight, your spine carries that weight perfectly. But the moment you tilt your head forward just 45 degrees to check a notification or watch your step, that bowling ball suddenly feels like it weighs 60 pounds. Your neck muscles aren't designed for that. It's like trying to hold a heavy hammer at the very end of the handle. Your muscles scream in protest, creating a biological debt that manifests as chronic headaches and shoulder tension. And this leads directly into mistake number 2, the collapsed accordion. When your head goes forward, your shoulders naturally follow, rolling inward and caving your chest. Think of your torso like an accordion. To make music, to produce energy, it needs to expand. But when you slump, you're crushing your internal bellows. Your lungs can't fully inflate, and your diaphragm gets pinned down. The result? You're getting 30% less oxygen with every breath. This is why you might feel exhausted after just 20 minutes. You aren't out of shape. You're literally suffocating your muscles while you walk. Your body is fighting gravity instead of using it for momentum. If your upper body is the frame of the car, your feet are the only parts that actually touch the road. And this is where mistake number 3 happens, the silent shuffle. Have you ever noticed that as we age, our stride gets shorter and quieter? We stop rolling through the foot and start placing it flat on the ground. Think of a bicycle with a flat tire. It doesn't bounce, it just thuds. When you lose that heel-to-toe roll, you lose your body's natural shock absorbers. Instead of the energy being absorbed by your arch and calves, that impact shoots straight up into your knee joints and lower back. It's like hammering a nail directly into your spine with every step. Over time, your glutes, the most powerful muscles in your body, simply turn off. Because they aren't being recruited. You're not walking anymore. You're just falling forward and catching yourself. But there's a deeper reason why this happens. And it brings us to mistake number 4, the sensory coffin. Most of us wear shoes with maximum cushioning, thinking we're protecting our joints. But inside those thick, pillowy soles, your feet are going blind. Your feet have over 200,000 nerve endings. They're designed to feel the ground and tell your brain exactly how to balance. Imagine trying to play a grand piano while wearing thick oven mitts. You'd lose all precision, right? That's what happens to your brain when you walk in overly cushioned or stiff shoes. Your brain loses the map of the ground, so it compensates by tightening your hips and stiffening your legs to prevent a fall. You're walking on autopilot, but the signal is jammed. This sensory blindness is one of the leading hidden causes of balance issues and falls after 50. Most people over 50 fall into a comfortable, steady rhythm, a leisurely stroll. They could do for miles. But here's the biological trap. Mistake number 5 is the constant cadence. When you walk at the exact same speed every single day, your body becomes too efficient. Your heart and muscles enter a power-saving mode, and your metabolism effectively goes to sleep. Think of your metabolism like a wood-burning stove. To keep it hot, you need to open the dampers and let the air in. If you never change your pace, the fire just smolders and produces ash, in your case, stubborn visceral fat. Science shows that interval walking, alternating between a brisk, heart-pumping pace and a recovery walk, is the only way to reignite those metabolic furnaces. Without this variation, you aren't training your heart. You're just taking your joints for a long, repetitive ride that wears them down without any of the cardiovascular rewards. If you aren't changing gears, you're stuck in neutral. We all have a favorite side, but after 50, this preference becomes a dangerous imbalance. Mistake number 6 is ignoring the silent lean. Most of us don't walk symmetrically. We favor one leg because of an old knee injury or a slightly weaker hip. Your body is a master of compensation. If your left hip is tight, your brain subconsciously shifts your weight to the right. Think of it like a car with a bent frame. One side of the suspension is taking 70% of the load, while the other side is barely working. You might not feel it in your hips yet, but you'll feel it in your lower back or your opposite ankle. This uneven pressure creates micro fissures in your joints that never get a chance to heal because you're grinding them down every single day. This is how unexplained back pain starts. It's not a spine problem, it's a weight distribution problem. If you don't learn to recenter your gravity, you're just walking your way toward a hip replacement. Finally, we reach the most invisible error of all. Mistake number 7, the mouth-breathing trap. Watch people walking in the park. Most have their mouths slightly open. It feels natural when you're pushing yourself, right? But biologically, it's a disaster. When you breathe through your mouth, you're bypassing your body's sophisticated filtration and pressurization system. Think of your lungs like a high-performance turbocharger. For a turbo to work, it needs specific pressure. Mouth breathing is like having a massive leak in that system. You're dumping CO2 too fast, which ironically prevents your hemoglobin from releasing oxygen into your tissues. This is the Bohr Effect. You're taking big gulps of air, yet your muscles are literally starving for oxygen. This triggers a shot of cortisol, the stress hormone, into your bloodstream. Instead of a relaxing, regenerative walk, your body thinks it's running from a predator in a state of panic. You finish your walk feeling wired but tired, with inflamed joints and a foggy brain, all because you forgot how to use your nose. So does this mean walking is dangerous? Not at all. It means your body is waiting for you to update its operating system. Imagine, starting tomorrow, you make 3 tiny shifts. You lift your gaze to the horizon, instantly dropping that 50-pound weight off your neck. You gently close your mouth, forcing your lungs to finally absorb the oxygen they've been starving for. And you focus on that rolling motion from heel to toe, turning your feet back into the high-tech shock absorbers they were meant to be. Suddenly, walking isn't a chore or a source of wear and tear. It becomes a rhythmic massage for your internal organs and a reset button for your nervous system. Your body is incredibly resilient. It doesn't want to break down. It just wants to be used correctly. After 50, your walk shouldn't be about just moving from point A to point B. It's about movement as medicine. Correct these 7 mistakes, and you aren't just walking. You're rewiring your biology for the next 30 years. Your journey doesn't end here. It's actually just beginning with your very next step.